It's a thing. Like
I've never heard of that. I'm not saying it's not a thing, but I'm not saying they're lying.
You never heard of the nervous pee?
No.
I wonder. I mean, maybe it's like since like 8th grade. The second time. Dead ass. Till literally this Sunday or just now. Like that's what I know. Like I can give you 2 examples and
last month, I think it was last Monday again.
It's consistent. Like even when I first get there before football games, I can't miss the bathroom. Real rap. What is it? 68.
I knew you were gonna do that.
What?
Just do it real loud.
Hit it how I hit it?
Yeah.
Can't be playing with that thing. See, you have to see. Yeah, don't even get me started. It was going back to the nervous pee. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to episode 68. It's a sexy number. 68, I like it. What?
Your description of the number earlier.
Curvy, what I call it? Wavy. Shout out to our YouTube viewership. You know what's good. We know what the fuck going on. They don't call this a podcast for no reason. And you know what's crazy? If this is your first time tuning in, welcome. First things first. But I think you would. It's like a Netflix series, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You can binge it, I believe.
Yeah.
Because old news is still new news if you ain't heard it.
Right. It fits in.
Right. So. And then you have a better feel for what the fuck going on. So, new listeners, go back to episode 1 if you ain't got shit to do. But welcome. Something else I was gonna it's 5 rants I want to go on because we're always talking before the podcast.
Oh yeah, true.
Oh, actually, last week we were uninformed because we were talking about Beyonce's flamingo dress. Her queen bee dress, and we were like, I don't know, like you were like, where was she? I was like, I have no clue. I'm like, oh, I thought we went off, but they were at like one of the most important functions in all of Africa. And I thought that was interesting.
Now I feel even more dumb.
But see, that's why I said I thought that was interesting because when I found like in the moment on the internet, I'm like, whatever. There's a concert it's a fire concert because you got Ed Sheeran and Beyonce. Right. Like I that's what I'm saying. I kind of just accepted it about it and just moved
whatever
on.
It is.
Right, whatever it is. But like Hillary Clinton's there, you know what I'm saying? So,
wow.
so
I've never heard of it.
But that's why I thought it was crazy. I'm like, well, see, actually, I'm like, why the fuck would I hear about that? I'm like, I'm sure there's very important things that I can't even give you off the top of my head that they could care less about in Canada, no less.
True.
Halfway around the world in Africa. True. So I didn't feel too bad. Like when I saw it, I was like, damn. I was like, I'm a dick.
Yeah.
And then I thought about it. I'm like, oh yeah, like why the fuck would I know what's going on? Like,
right.
Like there's all right. I get it. I get the internet, but I was like, all right, come on. Because I did feel like a dick. But I didn't take some heat, but my it was interesting how people on both sides of the fence felt about my blackfishing. Like someone said to me, they were like, blackfishing is. I brushed over it, but blackfishing is people being able to be black on the internet and not dealing with the consequences. And I was just like, well, I didn't look. And I was thinking the same thing, like, well, I didn't look that far into it. And but like,
what?
Basically, if you're black on it, because I just was like, we didn't see the problem with it, but I'm like, it's the internet. Like it's makeup out of control. And what I didn't say last week is, I think it's weird when women or people that wear makeup now, because it's not just women, but that's another story for another episode. But how people just do makeup in like they'll just certain spots, or like people just do the eyebrows and shit, or people just do the eyebrows, and that's it. So what I really didn't go down to with blackfishing, I think I said it was makeup spiraled out of control, but I think it was like what you do to your face, how you can change your face. They just changed their whole body. Like, I looked at it like a makeup thing, not
Yeah.
necessarily a what do they call that? Cultural appropriation thing. If that makes sense. But
That was a big word.
usually that's me. Like, usually that's me. I don't know what that means.
I mean, I gathered what it meant
No,
by
but-
what you say, and I remember hearing that, but anyway.
Yeah. So the beauty of the internet is people tell you what to feel. So with that being said, and it again, I wasn't segueing this on purpose, but the universe just flows. Dr. Phil said something interesting about he was being asked about white privilege, and normally people, I don't want to just play a clip and not give you the whole context, but I want to play the clip first so it'll all make sense. They asked him when he knew he had white privilege, and he just was explaining
When
it.
did
But
you recognize your own white privilege?
When I started studying it a long time ago, in college, back in my master's program and doctoral program, we started looking at those things then. So I got sensitized to it.
this is
and started studying.
I always play
There was a clip
more than I.
Donald Trump where he said that black people would have more advantages than white people because of like affirmative action and things like that. So if he could come back, he would be a black man. It was an old clip though. Why do some white people think black people have more privilege?
Because they're idiots. It's idiotic. It's an idiotic thing to say. I mean, that's just simply not true. They don't have more privileges because there's a historical momentum in terms of educational opportunity and the things that we just talked about with regard to white privilege that they simply don't know.
I like how he's
they
talking
haven't
about,
had to
like,
climb that steeper hill because things that flowed their direction. Let me tell you, that just would not. He wouldn't say that if he walked that path very long.
You know what's so interesting? I always ask white people. I say, how are you using your privilege to combat?
That was I think.
You actually got a whole list on how to combat white privilege.
I guess I should let him rock
I think
for my
the
for.
thing you could do. This is when I started the show 17 years ago.
By the way, he made $79 million.
I said one of the things I want to do is I want to talk about the silent epidemics in America, and that's one of the silent epidemics in America.
Epidemics.
That's what the breakfast club is
In
for.
America. Yeah. See,
All right, I'm
he
stopping.
said
If you want to hear the rest of Dr. Phil's rant, find it on the internet. I thought it was. And how I'm getting here is we talked about the blackfishing on the internet, comparing it to like real life situations like Rachel Dolezal, whatever else we mentioned, right? So when I see. When I happen to hear Dr. Phil say that, I'm like, I don't, and we talked about this earlier, so I have to like refresh my refresh my conversation. Does that count as a pre-production meeting? I guess it does.
No, I mean, we were
No?
just talking.
Okay, but I think when I hear Dr. Phil say, when I hear Charlemagne or whoever else say, how do you feel? Some people are saying that black people have more advantages, and to hear Dr. Phil like, well, they're idiots because that's fucking outrageous. That just rubbed me the wrong way, kinda.
But I think you took it, especially hearing more of it now. Like, I think his way.
That's why I let him rock
Right.
a little more.
Because did you get I feel like.
No, I kind of tuned him out. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie.
I think he said the historic momentum.
And I get
because
that.
he's talking about like the limitations that were, I can't even verbalize what my point is, but like he's talking about historically.
I'm listening. Right,
Yeah,
and actually heard
The
him.
way the fucking
But
country
I'm t- but see-
was just racism,
And I get that.
right.
And I'm not going to sit up here and act like racism doesn't exist today, right now.
Right.
Right? But I think when I hear that, you believe in the laws of attraction, don't you?
Yes.
That's kind of how I look at it. Like I wake up, I don't wake up every day like, oh, I'm at a disadvantage.
Yeah.
I don't. And I want to say I know it, but I think outside of it. If that, because of if I wake up and think like, damn, I'm at a disadvantage. It's gonna put me there.
Right.
It's gonna put me there in a situation where,
right.
And it's in a situation where I feel like I should have a disadvantage. In my brain, I rise above it. And if it happens to me, I know it's not on me.
Right.
I don't beat myself up about it. I'm like, it's on the other end.
Right.
Because I didn't.
Right. I gave the best me.
I gave the best me always.
Yeah. So
when I hear that, I'm like, see, I think it's those little seeds.
Yeah.
I think it's planting those seeds. To me, shit is bigger than blackfishing. Shit is bigger than this. Like, it's bigger than a Breakfast Club interview. It's bigger than that. To hear that driving in the car in the morning would rub me the fucking wrong way.
I see where you're coming from now. That explains it to me better. Yeah.
Because it's bigger than that.
You're right.
It's bigger than a 75-year-old white man who made $79 million telling me, of course, I'm at a disadvantage. No. It's bigger than that.
True.
I ain't never gonna run into you. Don't tell me. You know what I'm saying? So, it's shit like that.
That keeps it.
That I think plants the seeds to keep it going.
Yeah.
If that. And like I said, I'm not gonna sit up here and act like shit isn't fucked up in America as far as race is concerned.
It's fucked up in a lot of ways. Like a lot.
And not even America, in the world.
There's
world.
So many different things to, like.
Just today, it was a checkpoint on behind Plundon Road. When I seen the police, I was like, oh shit. Like, I know he ain't even, the crazy shit is he didn't even pay me no mind, but when I see the police, I'm like, in my brain, there's a chance. There's some shit, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to, today, that happened today.
Anxiety. Like,
as soon as I turned the corner, I was like, oh boy.
Because I know how I feel. When they get behind me, I'm like, oh God, am I doing anything wrong? Fuck.
Right. See, that's the shit with me. Damn. But my brain don't say, am I doing anything wrong? Right. My brain just say, see, shit like that. I know, like there's a fuck the seed. There's an elephant in the back seat. So that's why I just want to say all that to say I'm fully aware of what's going on in the world.
Yeah.
But now in that situation, when I'm like first instinct is oh shit, rise above it.
Right.
I just rise above it. Like I ain't doing shit wrong.
Right.
That's when it's like second. Like
right.
Because
if you get defensive,
if I sit there like. Nah, because I know if I pull the roll down the window, like, don't punch me in the face. Like or don't you got your gun on? You know what I'm saying?
Like the Charlie situation. When you met Charlie and you were like, what? And she was like, ah.
Yeah, like, it makes it, you got to rise above that feeling. You got to rise above it. When you rise above it, now if some shit goes wrong, it goes wrong. It goes right, it goes right. But in that moment, I rise above it and do the best I can do. So, I think it's certain things, and we're going to get into some fucked up shit on this very episode, but I want to be very clear that it's always deeper than the first thing you might hear. Like actually this next story we're going to get into with Cyntoia Brown, I saw this like years ago, this story. But I don't jump at the first thing I see on the internet. Like if you read the first headline I don't give a fuck where you hear from, CNN, Fox News, Good Morning America, Ellen DeGeneres. I say that to say this podcast. I don't care where you hear it. You should always do your due diligence because some shit is not gonna. It's not gonna be what it seems, and you got to interpret everything your own way. There could be one thing in there that I overlook because it don't apply to my life that may be like, oh shit, yeah, and you look at it totally the polar opposite. So I try not to jump at everything I see and have an instant reaction. So I say that to say this podcast. Some shit I may say on episode 68, you could take the wrong way, and I may not explain until episode 171.
Right.
That means you subscribe and stick around. But that's another story for another day. Centoya Brown. She was she's from Tennessee. Did you read the story?
I
Halfway.
didn't. Yeah, like I got the headlines of it. But go.
Contradicting everything we just said. No, I'm just kidding. But see, now when I first saw this story, it was interesting, and I get the prison systems as far as black people being targeted it's in the numbers. I don't know what you like. It's no way of me sugarcoating it. Like, well, you know, and when I first saw it, I was just like, damn, that's crazy. Seeing it, this was I can't even tell you. Let's say like 5 years ago. Yeah, right, exactly.
Or something. Wait,
I think she's been on trial since 2006.
2011.
See, this is why we gotta pull it up. She's been on trial since 2006, right?
2006? That's 12 years. No, yeah.
I know. When I first
2011, and I thought that was a lot.
When I first pardon me to the listeners.
We have to see who's right here, so.
Arrest and trial.
I mean, if she's...
On the night of August 6, 2004, Brown, then 16 years old, met Johnny Mitchell Allen, 43-year-old real estate broker and United States Army veteran. That's a lot of information. In the parking lot of a Sonic drive-thru in Nashville, Tennessee, at the Red Light District. Brown agreed to have sex for $150. They ordered dinner, drove home. At some point in the evening, Brown shot and killed Allen with a .40 cal and stole $172. This on the night that was August 6, 2004, like I said. Well, I mean, like I read.
Right.
But, so she was arrested, I believe, in 06, right? So, I'm just, when I saw that.
Oh, see, the headlines made it like if you don't read the story.
If you don't read the story, and you just see woman who killed sexual solicitor. Right. 16-year-old kills sexual solicitor after being held captive. So, you know, it's worded on the headline. Some wild
they just
shit.
Leave out a bunch of words.
Right. When I read the story and I saw that it said her, I don't want to call her as pimp because I'm not trying to be funny, but the guy it was in a relationship with is known as Cutthroat, which she refers to him as. Cutthroat, like, was abusive to her in a relationship and like, there'd never be more than a whore and all types of crazy shit. Right. So he agreed for her to sell sex. So she was with this guy. You know what I'm saying? When you read all this, it's like, oh, I'm not going to say whether she is guilty or I'm not going to say she's innocent. I wasn't there. I think murder is never the answer. And I'm all for a duel. Like, I'm all for a fist fight. I'm all for a lot of shit to happen. Like, so say if he was abusing this girl, right? And she shot him. Whether she killed him or not, I don't know. I can't say. But I'm just saying, if she shot him, if he was abusing her, he had to come. I don't know what to tell you. I wasn't there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I just want to say I don't agree. I don't think like she should have killed him. Like I don't know.
Right, but she didn't kill her boyfriend.
No, I'm just saying with being in that situation where a guy, where if she's selling sex to a guy and she's in his house.
I mean that story.
I'm just saying I don't know if she's in his house and she felt like she was in trouble in that situation and she felt like she had to shoot him. It's her.
Right.
I wasn't there.
Oh,
I get it.
Oh, got you. Okay, you're just trying to. Okay, go ahead.
I'm saying if she had to shoot him.
Okay, gotcha.
For whatever happened.
Okay, okay.
I'm not saying she's wrong.
Okay. That being said.
The
real feelings.
No, it's not even that. I'm not going to say she shouldn't be in jail. Like, when I read, like, Kim Kardashian is reaching out to the president.
I didn't know.
Rihanna is reaching out to the president. Like.
Oh, that's what's going on with this?
Yes, and she actually just received 51 years. Now, I talked also about these outrageous prison sentences. I'm not even gonna say,
It's an outrage.
and I'm not trying to even remove myself from this whole story because I'm going somewhere with this, or I wanted to. It is a discussion, but I just want to be clear. Like, I'm not saying she shouldn't
We don't
be
know
tried.
enough about this.
Right, exactly.
So we're
it's an
standing on
ongoing
the
thing. Like,
outside,
I'm not
right.
the judge. I don't know what to tell you.
We weren't
But
there.
I wasn't there. But I think 51 years is a little crazy for this. I think 51 years is a lot of time, period. But I think in this situation, like, it's certain. I don't understand. It's. I think people just read. Like, I think that's what it was. I think a lot of people just read the headline and rolled with it.
Yeah.
Because it's a certain thing, and I'm not a fucking therapist either, but it is. I do believe
not
in
an
person,
outrage.
place, and thing.
Right.
When you see a certain person was in a certain place doing a certain thing that she tells you,
Right. But you also haven't seen her documentary.
I think documentary, and that's also where I'm going. That's pretty much where I'm
Because
going with
Stephen
this.
Avery.
Now we're in
If
right.
we didn't see Stephen Avery's documentary and we just saw the news cases, we would be like, he's fucking guilty.
I think documentaries have the, or not. So, I mean, you can't really. Just what the prosecution wanted us to know.
Yes.
Okay.
Like just the because
Okay.
What
Okay,
do
I'm
we know
rolling.
about this case?
I'm rolling.
We
I
saw
know what you
2
mean.
articles.
I
don't know
actually
anything about it.
did my due diligence about this because I cared.
How many articles did you read?
I think 2. Yeah, see, I guess if it would have been 3, I would have had a case here. But I felt like 2 was a lot. I'm
you
like,
were,
and 2 and an eighth of what I just read right there. But
So my point is, we know
Sure.
nothing about this case.
Sure,
It's someone's life. 2 articles is nothing.
no, sure, no, 100%.
So we haven't seen, like, maybe the people that are speaking up for her, like, we have to really look into it if we're
I
going
think we
to
should.
make an opinion.
I think we should. I think we
because
should.
there might be a reason why, because why else would they be like, yeah, but they wouldn't stand behind that if they didn't know. Maybe it's like the next Stephen Avery thing, and they're just
I believe.
women's rights.
You know what else is crazy? Also, so many people are in jail for things that they shouldn't be in jail for. I'll just say, and Stephen Avery became like a baseline for it. You know what I mean? Like I on the news, not the news because I don't watch the news on television. In the news that we receive from however we receive it on our phones, from wherever you get it from. I see like pretty frequently like man released from prison after 22 years, man released from prison after 41 years, man released from prison after 19 years, man released from prison after. I see it all the time, every day. And it's weird that Stephen Avery became like a baseline or is it an adjective?
He's
Something like that
yeah,
for that. So, but
and he's still in jail.
and he's still in jail. And that's where also what I was gonna say was when you said if we just do what the prosecution gave us, we think he's guilty. I think if people just watched like a certain part of the documentary, you might think he's innocent. You might not even want to hear anything else. I actually feel like from what this documentary gave me, Stephen Avery is 100% innocent. Nothing's 100%.
Right.
But I'll say like 99.9. Like, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, damn, when you do go back and see all this. So say we just watched the first 8
Right.
and we just left it alone. Or
I
whatever
still
we
would've
watched.
thought he was innocent.
Or whatever. You know when they
Right,
kind of sway
yeah.
you? I forget what happens. I forget. They took you on a little bit of a roller coaster in the
that
first
so
series.
that you watch the whole thing.
That's exactly.
So if you like get bored or forget and like just watch the first episode or 2 episodes, then you're like,
And that's why I say also you gotta do your due diligence where you hear something, because it's always gonna be some shit you don't know to sway your
Yeah.
opinion. Like I think even documentaries, if it's fed to you a certain way, no pun intended, because I made a vegan joke in my head. I'm looking at a list and I was thinking about PETA. Anyway, if it's fed to you a certain way, you have to be there. Right, exactly. If it's fed to you a certain way, you're gonna that's what you're rolling with for the rest of your life until something else comes. I think that's kind of fucked up. Now,
but that's just perception. That's life too.
Perception.
I want to get deep into it. We don't have to go that way.
I kind of wanted to go deep into it. You can't. Don't do that, girl.
You are about to.
Yeah, don't do that. Not live on the show. Wow, good thing I did the right thing and muted that. I always feel like when the vibe is killed, you know when they say like nobody. Oh shit. Oh, I was gonna. When I fucked up the sound last week. Sorry. Hello to the listeners again. When I fucked up the sound last week, I thought I just did it again, and my apologies to you guys for sticking around. Thank you. I had even Graham from the Cap F Sports podcast was like, "Hey, bro, about 25 minutes in, it blacks out. What's up with you?" And I was like, "Yo, my bad, bro."
What did you do?
I just hit mute so
Why?
I wouldn't hit the YouTube.
Oh.
So I wouldn't get the YouTube commercial in there. I thought that's where I fucked up last week. So as I was saying, nobody likes a buzzkill, right? So when we talk about these fucked up topics, I think it's only appropriate.
No, you know what?
We blame Fergie.
You know, I want to go somewhere that I'm not going to go right now.
Turn this shit off?
Yeah. I don't want to listen to anybody with an annoying voice.
But that's what I'm saying. So when we...
No.
I don't want to be the blame for being people's buzzkill.
This, let me tell you, an annoying voice, nah.
I know where you were going, I think.
I'm not rolling.
Okay. I just wanted... Welcome back. I just wanted Fergie to be the blame.
Nah, I can't.
If
That's
we
too
ruined
much
you,
for
if we
me.
put you in a bad vibe.
That's too much for me. That puts me in like an exceptionally bad vibe. Like,
Damn.
people's voices.
Anywho, Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart. Let's go there.
Now that you remember, this is all Fergie's fault. Kevin Hart stepped down from the Oscars,
Which is crazy.
after some mean tweets that he put out 8+ years ago. Some
mean tweets?
I said mean tweets, but people obviously, and this is, I want to be very clear. I don't understand why people are offended, but I not respect it if you are, but I'm like, all right. Like,
No.
we're gonna get into it. Let me. First of all, I just want to read some of Kevin Hart's tweets, and then we'll get into it.
Because this is crazy. Crazy.
And it sounds, and I know today I'm talking about this, but today people are pissed off, and I want to read the date so I'm reading the date on purpose. On March 17th, at the time.
That makes a huge difference.
Right. It makes, that's the whole point.
That's right.
That's the whole point.
Exactly.
That is the difference.
Right.
Knowing that, anyway. March 17th, 2009. Yes, today I'm saying March 17th, 2009. Kevin Hart said, "Just had some soul food. According to my ass, I don't think it was a good idea. No homo." Everyone knows the pause game. I play the pause games when I feel like it sometimes this week.
But people still do.
At a certain time, no homo was a thing.
It was just like pause.
It was just like pause. It's the same thing. But it's not. And I don't want to sound like one of those old white men to be like, well, they say it. Like I don't want to. I want to be very clear. I don't want to sound like that, right? But it's like, come on.
It's a thing.
It was
nobody says it anymore.
You know what? I want to be also very clear. This girl I know who is a lesbian uses the D word, which we don't say here, that rhymes with bike. And when I see it, I'm like, isn't that offensive? Like, wouldn't you be like? I actually don't say that. And I was like, and I may say, and let me read another one also. He said to Wayne 215. I can't even read my own handwriting.
Yeah, what the?
He said, "That's why you sweat for no reason, you fat-faced mag." And he didn't say mag. He said the F word, which we also don't say here. And I know that says no, Know. But he wrote that. when he said sweat for no reason.
Oh, okay.
That's the actual tweet.
So that's why you put the quotes.
That's why I
around
put the
it.
quotes
Not
around
that
it
I
to
can
be very
read
clear.
your handwriting anyway.
Everything else is tweets I printed out, but
Thank God.
Right.
It would have been fucked.
but even another ones. I'm
read my own
taking the
podcast.
family to Santa Barbara. Yeah, like Santa Barbara. I'm taking the family to Santa Barbara this weekend. I'm thinking about wearing an elephant trunk thong on the beach. No homo. An elephant thong is crazy. Pause
This
yourself.
was also March the 13th.
Oh, that's March
2009.
March 13th, 2009. Right? And I think, and that's what it's Kevin Hart, first of all. He's a fucking comedian. I want to be very clear.
He was
right?
probably making fun of that phrase.
No, where, like, the thong, elephant thong. Like, the whole thing is like,
It's stupid.
it's like a bit.
It's
it was,
stupid, right.
and first of all, it's the early days of Twitter. I'm not even, and I want to be very clear. I can't speak for Kevin Hart, but, he's just getting some shit out.
Right.
The world was different. Like, when you watch comedy specials like Eddie Murphy and Chris Rock and these shits from the 80s and 90s, the maggots that they were dropping, they was letting that shit fly. And everyone laughed. And I'm 100% sure there were gay people in the audience that were laughing at the jokes because they accepted that their jokes and coming from in a certain time and setting in the world, if you had to let that fly for the sake of a joke, it was cool. With all that being said, again, we're saying all that to say, in 2018, 19, 20, you can't be offended for some shit I said 9 years ago.
No. You were
That
a
doesn't
different
count.
person.
Like, that doesn't count. Especially if first of all, if you pull up, fuck the tweets. I'm talking about real life here. Everyone, if you pull up some shit that people said 10 years ago, we'd be mortified. It's not even it's not no shit like that.
Seeing ourselves,
But if seeing
10
old
years ago.
statuses on
Yes.
Facebook,
You're like,
what is that
God.
shit?
Time Hop.
Whatever it is, Time Hopper, whatever it is. Some shit you said in 2011 is disgusting. You're
Even
like,
if it was not even just the way you spoke.
yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
know,
Even
like-
if you're like, when it was like,
Going out to get a coffee.
Yeah,
Like, just the way you say it.
Exactly. Some basic shit like
I used
you wrote
to,
like got
I
fucked
used to
up last
write-
night, and it's like, oh my god, I wrote that on the internet. Like, that's crazy.
I used to do I used to shorthand everything, and now I look at it and I'm like, oh god, I used to put the letter U.
The letter
for
U. That's nasty. That's
I know,
disgusting.
it's disgusting to me. Like, that's how I feel when I read it. I'm like, oh my god, I was such an idiot.
Right.
What the fuck was wrong with me?
Right, and now without all comparing
And I'm
this
sure
to,
he's
I'm sure
thinking the
that-
same thing, but
now
how long ago is that?
Exactly.
Come on, man.
how we feel about writing shorthanding something and writing the U instead of Y or
Right.
U, and we say that's disgusting.
If
that's
I
3%.
saw somebody doing that 10 years ago.
No, but if
would
I
be
let a
like,
maggot fly on the internet, and to be clear, if this is your first time listening to the podcast, maggot is
an F word.
an F word, which we don't say here, and which is wrong. So, it's an F in there, but we're not going to use it. But if I let a maggot fly, you gotta say maggot fly when you let a maggot fly. That's crazy. Like, I would be like, oh my god. Like, I know to see that shit retweeted and you wake up to 2,000 text messages from your publicist, your manager, everybody else. You're like, oh, come on.
Right, like-
if you pulled, me personally, if you had like a stenographer of some shit that I said to one of my friends in 2009, that shit would be probably crazy.
We're different people.
You're a different person. You live and you
Hopefully,
learn.
you're a different person. If you get like somewhere in life, like Kevin Hart did,
Sure.
you're a different person.
And
You are a completely different person.
right. And to get to the point, it's not. I don't personally feel like it's enough. And I don't know who's. I believe it was the Oscars. Was it the Oscars? I don't give a fuck about award shows. But the Oscars said to him that he apologized. And he was like, come on. Like, I'm not apologizing for some shit I said. I actually will pull up his
So
his
he didn't
official.
apologize. He was just like,
I'll
I
pull
don't
up
want
his
to do the
official statement.
Oscars. Actually, I respect that.
But I don't feel like it's enough.
I feel like they shouldn't have pushed it that far. But like, I respect that he was like, I'm not apologizing for something I did.
Sure. And
Like, because then all that does is create, like
my
a wide open door. If he's like, you're right, I'm sorry. Like, no, you weren't sorry in 2009 because you didn't care. It wasn't a big deal.
I think that's also a thing in Hollywood, is just to apologize. Even if you don't mean it, apologize.
Like, I respect that he didn't apologize. Even though I'm not like a
here's
fan
his,
of his anyway,
here's
but-
his,
So I just got a call from the Academy, and
Academy
they called
Awards.
basically said, Kevin, apologize for your tweets of old, or
Tweets of
we're
old.
going to have to move on and find another host. The reason why I passed is because I've addressed this several times. This is not the first time this has come up. I've addressed it. I've spoken on it. I've said where the rights and wrongs were. I've said who I am now versus who I was then. I've done it. I've done it. I'm not going to continue to go back and tap into the days of old. When I
The
moved
days
on.
of old. That's
I like how he's wording with that.
Yeah,
I'm fucking
like-
with that. I gotta add
I was
that
a
to my,
different fucking person.
like,
Days
tweets of
of
old.
old.
Don't bring up my tweets of old. I like that. I'm fucking with that.
And the fact that, like, I'm sure they're still, well, like, maybe they're not still there, but
See, that's also the thing, and I think I said it before, but I didn't really go into it. When you see that being retweeted, someone actually went down to. You had to scroll. You know how far you gotta scroll. You gotta have a lot of time. You gotta have at least, off the top of my head, I want to say you gotta have like 2 hours.
Screenshot, like, right when he did it.
Oh no, that's my.
No, but
Oh, you mean as far as
his, like,
Okay.
likes and retweets, like,
Sure.
that was, somebody was like, I'm gonna get you later. Like, what the fuck
oh
are
yeah,
people
because
doing?
it's, but yeah. I see what you're saying. The amount of tweet. Yeah, you're right.
Right,
Like they caught that at 48 likes. Like,
Right,
okay, that's very there. Yeah, okay. That I'm rolling. Even though it was a different time, I'm sure he had a lot of that. He was lit around then.
Yeah.
Around 2009. So I'm sure he had more than that. Okay,
I
I'm
got a check mark.
That's actually that's a good observation. That's some shit a woman would notice. Because I didn't realize that. That was, I'm gonna get you later. We're gonna hold on to this, but
I mean, looks
to
like
move on with it. Like, when is it enough for someone to lose their job? And I'm gonna make this a 2-part. I want to sum both up in one shot. But I looked at the NFL, and domestic violence is way different from what Kevin Hart said on the internet. Let's be also very clear. But I see NFL players. I'm not even going to get into specific instances. There's NFL players that get other jobs. You know, like Kansas City will cut you, and the Buffalo Bills will pick you up.
Mm-hmm.
And there's NFL players like Ray Rice that are banned forever, for obvious reasons. When is it enough for you to lose your job, though? Because is it because they're maybe it's not a long answer as I like say it out loud. Is it because they're public figures? Because there's not lawyer. I don't want to bring lawyers up, but there's like construction workers that no, seriously, get convicted of domestic violence and they go back to work. There's police officers that are involved
like,
with
there's
domestic violence, and then they go back to work.
There are, I'm sure, lawyers and
Right, I didn't want to. You never people you never want to offend is lawyers. So
I'm just
anyone
saying,
else
like,
I use for example.
every profession.
Right,
You know what I
exactly.
mean? Like,
That's my point. Every profession, a fucking dentist,
Right.
somewhere is accused, or whatever, or is guilty of
Right.
domestic violence.
Right.
He goes back to work. No, so I guess because they're public figures, people want them to step down. But I think
it's because
the amount of people,
the amount of money and people that are like watching and
Okay.
being like, oh no,
This isn't-
because like
people who watch the Oscars, like
yeah,
whatever
like I was
demographic
gonna
that.
compare it to Kaepernick. Like people were like not watching
Okay, not watching
because
football and
they
watching.
were letting him
Sure.
like
Okay.
they see money because they are important people. If it didn't affect the money,
It would be
they would still be playing.
okay. So it's
I
because
guarantee it.
the
Money.
grand scale.
Money.
Okay, and what it comes down to
You're
viewers,
gonna affect
comes
the
down to
money,
eyes.
yeah.
You're gonna fuck up the money. Okay,
Like if somebody is fucking up the money for me,
it's over. Never fuck up the money. I'm gonna put that, and we're doing our March Madness bracket
that's
of
yeah, that's
relationship
definitely
deal breakers. Top 64 relationship deal breakers. We got to make that. I'm not gonna. We're not gonna say off the top of our head it's number one, but that's gonna be a number one seed
yeah.
in a bracket of deal breakers. Fucking up the money. You never fuck up the money.
Facts.
Okay, I'm rolling. And okay. I'm rolling.
Not like
So,
really fucking up
sure,
the
sure,
money,
sure.
you know?
So-
Everybody fucks up the money a little bit sometimes.
You fuck up the money. It happens. It's,
But
no, you don't fuck up. You dabble in it. I get you. I'm rolling.
you'd have a little fun.
You have a little fun. But
Don't fuck it up.
so, and I don't. Where as far as Kevin Hart's concerned, I don't know. I respect. I wouldn't
respect
step
that
down
he's-
though. I'm like, fuck that. They're gonna have to tell me I'm not gonna. Nope. I'm going to work. Like I was like, I'm hosting the motherfucking Oscars. They can kiss my ass.
No, but you know what? I respect it because he's like, fuck y'all.
Okay.
I don't need you. Like, at some point, like,
He did, but he said, I explained it. I'm not doing this shit
Right,
again. I ain't
right.
doing this with you.
he knows he's too good for that.
Okay.
Sometimes you just get to a level where you're like, you know what? I don't need your problems. Like, I'm not doing this with you. He's not going back and forth with anybody.
I got you. I got you. I'm rolling. I'm rolling. That's
And
funny.
I'm not saying,
No, never. PETA. PETA's on some shit.
Peter's always on some shit.
Are they? And for this, I was gonna call my resident vegan, Red Donna vegan. Shouts out to you.
It was definitely asleep.
But I was gonna say it's late, so we're gonna pass. But PETA has issued an official statement, and when I first brought this up to you, you were like, "Nah, maybe this is fake." You know how the internet gets, like.
And then I asked her.
But no, I went to
And
the PETA site, and I was
she
like,
said too, she was like, you gotta, I just mentioned PETA. And, you know, she does her thing.
"Does the vegan thing?"
Does her thing. And she was like, you do have to be careful because the meat industry makes up a lot of lies about PETA and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay. But then you said...
That's what the meat industry would say.
But they did say that. She confirmed that later.
That's what the meat industry... See, I'm not going to... Our vegan talk is a separate talk. There's no vegans here to talk our ear off about it also, so it would be quick. It's funny how the vegans and the meat people are starting to point back now. Like,
Yeah,
no,
they're
fuck
like,
that. You
nah,
guys want to play those
they're
games?
crazy.
Yeah.
They're crazy.
Yeah, like, you guys want to
They're
play those
crazy.
games?
They're
Okay.
crazy.
So, but PETA issued a statement. They don't. It's called speciesism.
Oh my God.
I know this is great. This is
This
good. The world, the internet, and
Let me tell you something. My opinion, and I'm probably not supposed to, I don't care what other people think of how I feel, but people are way too goddamn sensitive.
that means
It was right on
you're on to something.
Right on point. People are way too sensitive. Before we go into the PETA thing, my mom always told me, don't sweat the small shit and appreciate the little things. Like, everybody is sweating the most tiny fucking things. Like,
Sure.
stop.
And
Just
see, that's
stop.
why I say the internet and the real world are like colliding very fast, because it is some small thing that turns around and like changes the real world. Like,
Yeah.
So PETA issued a statement that they want to stop the use of anti-animal language. So,
Because it's offensive.
because it is offensive to the animals. So, instead of saying kill two birds with one stone, they want you to say feed two birds with one scone. Or instead of sometimes on the podcast when I beat a dead horse, they want you to say feed a fed horse. They want you to stop the animal, you know what I'm saying? Take a bull by the horns is grab a rose by the thorns or some shit they want you to say, which would hurt. Like, vegans are crazy. Like, why the fuck would you grab a rose by the thorns? But anyway, I just wanted to read those before we go back to sweating. When I see that, it's like, damn, now you're going and searching for shit now. Like, now
Everything's offensive.
Yeah, like,
we're gonna change our age. We're gonna change our gender. We're gonna change our skin color. We're gonna change our. Now our animals are offended.
Michael Jackson changed his voice.
His skin, his nose, his face.
Oh, true. I forgot about the obvious shit. I was just thinking like, I thought the voice shit was taking it very. That's when I was like, God damn, is that true? I hope that's not true. I'm like, you could do that.
Everybody's been doing it as much as they could.
Sure.
But like, everybody's so sensitive and so offended, and everybody is looking for things to get offended by. I feel like everybody's like that. Like, when I said, like, I don't think I can get offended, I'm sure I could figure out
And I
something.
salute you on things like that. Because when you're like, why would I be offended? Like, that shit
Right,
don't
like,
got nothing to do with me.
no.
It's like some honorable shit.
I
like,
don't have time to get offended by everything. And, like, I get some shit's wrong, but eventually it'll die out. You know what I mean? Like,
Sure.
and if it doesn't, nobody's going to know what it means in 50 years. You know, all
Especially
the
the
sayings-
animals.
Right.
I couldn't imagine a horse being like, fuck you say? Like,
No. But, like, not even just that. Like, beating a dead horse, for example. Like, first of all, if it's dead, it doesn't really matter. So, but
That's some
it's
sick
besides
shit.
the point. Sorry. But, like, we hear, like, I can't think of a saying right now, but you're always like, where did this come from? And I'm like, I don't know.
Always.
Let's Google it. And, like, it's something from, like, something that we don't even do anymore, but we say
Right,
it. And we
right,
have
sure.
no idea what we're talking about. So, like, 50, 100 years from now, we're probably all going to be fucking vegans. And, you know, like, we're going to say that and we're going to be like, what does that even mean?
Sure.
And they're going to be like, oh my God. You know, like, they're going to be
okay.
mortified
Sure,
by
like,
this stuff. But, like, it'll
don't have a
phase
pot to
itself
piss in.
out. Like, just stop holding on to it. Like you said, like, with the, you know, like, you don't have a disadvantage. Stop holding on to that. Like, let it go.
Sure. I
Let
agree.
it go.
I agree.
It's
Yeah.
the same thing. Like, everybody's like, oh, no, I want to hold on to all this, you know, like, negativity and this, I'm offended. Like, just let it go. Because if you hold on to it, you're, you know, just keeping yourself there.
Now, I like that you're not easily offended. And no, seriously though, because shit like that is you can't let it affect real conversation,
Right.
real
Right. Like,
You kind of you'd miss the point if I was like, if I told the whole fucking story, I don't know, of
but, like, this is not even a story, but, like, you were in the kitchen and I was in the living room and I said something and you called me a bitch, but it was like in
Jesus
jest.
Christ.
No. It
When
was
you
like,
say it sounds fucked up. Like,
I don't remember the context. But
I
it was
forget.
like a
It was
joke,
something funny,
but I
and
could
then I was
tell
like,
you
selfish
were
bitch.
like, bitch.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
and you're
that-
like, I didn't want to say it.
Yeah,
and
because
I'm
that
like,
was
it's fine.
in 5 years. It might have been the first. I don't want to say the first, but maybe like the second time in
Yeah, you've ever
1,500 days. I was like, I'm doing it. Like it was just the time. But now see, that would have been trash.
It would have been. It was just timing.
That would have been trash if 1,500 days, real days worth of like timing is blown because you missed the point of the whole. It sounds crazy. That's why I say when you just say it like that, it sounds fucked up.
But it wasn't offensive.
No, but even
It
to me, with all that being said, after saying all that, I'm like, damn, that does sound kind of crazy. Like,
No, but now I'm making excuses for you.
No, dead ass though. But now, if you would have been like, "Would you just call me?"
Right.
Then I would have
You'd
been
be
like,
No, it's
"Oh,
just-
nah, I was playing." Like, damn, like, and like,
It's just,
but you say it.
Shit. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
That's when I got to go get one of the dogs, and I'd be like, "But I got bitch friends." You got to get it somehow, some way. You can find a way. You think Offset is offended? Would you be offended if your ex was taunting you on stage? Let me play.
I feel like this is play.
Let me play. Because I got one for you too.
Wait, when was this?
Yesterday.
Because I think yesterday was when he posted.
He tweeted.
Tweeted.
I saw it live on Twitter. Like I saw it when it happened. Like that early stage, and I was like,
Yeah.
I'm fucking with this. And I'm gonna get into that. So I'll play this first. This is the Cardi verse on stage recently at a concert, obviously. Now, if you didn't hear, she said she changed the lyrics to a song. I think it says, I told him the other day. The original lyrics is, I told him the other day, maybe we should have sold that porn. Pause. I'm going to pause. I fuck with what y'all talking about. But she changed the lyrics to, I told him the other day, we're going to get a divorce. Or whatever the fuck she said.
Yes, that's what she said. I mean, basically.
When I saw the shit first, I saw his tweet first where he says, I miss Cardi, fuck y'all. I saw that, like, and I was like, Oh yeah, no. I was like, I don't look at it as like a
felt a little
publicity
bad.
stunt, but I was like, damn.
I felt a little bad.
I was like, for you to shoot that off to the world, for you to fire off like, fuck y'all, I miss her. You're home in your bag. You're in your duffel bag. There's a big bag you got. Like,
I just feel bad for him.
I swear, I don't care. Even I want to disregard. I won't say I don't care. I want to disregard what he did, even if he's 100% wrong. To see that is like, oh yeah, you feeling it,
Yeah.
right? So when I see, then today, earlier, I saw she changed the lyrics to the concert, and I'm like.
I saw that. I didn't even click on that. I was like, nah, you're not going to get me.
I was like, that's it. No, it got me. I told you. I'm recently, and I'm new listeners, you're fucking welcome, because everybody ain't been getting this due diligence they've been getting lately.
True.
I want to be very clear. So, because social commentary, I'm taking it very serious. Make sure you subscribe again. Again, fucking unsubscribe and resubscribe and make sure you fucking subscribe. And play episode 1. After you hear an episode, play it again when you go to sleep and just let it play. Get the streams up. When I saw it on stage, I was like, when I saw her say that, I was just like, damn, like, because I normally I wouldn't have clicked on it.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have had an opinion on it. But when I saw it, I'm like, oh, you can't ever take that back, like, and I'm not gonna. I want to stick to the jokes, but I want to dabble in the seriousness a little bit. Like, you have a baby. Right? So, your kid, the shit that goes out on the internet, you can never take it back. Whatever you say on the internet, whatever you say on the internet, you can never take back. If he says, fuck Cardi, I miss y'all. What's in this cup? If he says, fuck y'all, I miss Cardi.
That's what he needs to say.
Right.
That's what he needs to say.
I was channeling where he's gonna be.
Come on.
Right. But if he says, fuck y'all, I miss Cardi. Next week, if he doesn't feel it anymore, he can't even take it back. Like that screenshot is there.
It's still there.
So
her video
having
is
a
deleted,
baby,
but people still know it.
But it's still on the internet. You can still find it. But with having a baby, you gotta think also like if you say it on stage, like I wouldn't want to see like my mom said that about my dad. Like being a 30-year-old man, if I saw that shit, I would be like, God damn, like it's like we talked about old statuses. Imagine seeing. Thank God there's no video of me in like 6X t-shirts on the gram from 2000. I would be like, oh my God. Like, I just want to, can we just get rid of that? Like, did that happen? Come on, guys. We were wilding. The times were crazy. You know what I'm saying? So, and also, since I guess this is like a refresher course for new listeners, I want to be very clear. I only bring up these celebrities to make it relatable. And it does apply because I started to think, I put myself in that situation.
It is. I think it's good to have discussions on it and kind of see other people's perspective. Like 100%. I get to see your perspective on it. I learn, even though I don't give a shit about them really, I learn more about you.
I get it. I'm rolling. For our sake.
For our sake.
That's why it's easy to set up a camera and a microphone because we don't give a fuck. We would have the conversation
listening,
anyway. But
I like to hear other people's perspective too, though.
I agree. I agree. I agree.
Mara tells me her perspective after. I like to hear other people's 100%. Perspective because I know. Just recently in my most recent rebirth, I learned
you had to be there.
That you can't be there. It's a couple episodes back. It's the
in your recent rebirth.
Yeah. Anyway, I knew what I was talking about.
I know, but I was trying to keep you around. We've been down this road before.
Don't quit talking.
See, there it goes.
In my recent rebirth, I learned that other people have a different perspective from you, and it's completely different. It doesn't make it wrong, doesn't make it right, but it is.
It allows you to
go,
oh,
that's right. Like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Like when you explain things to me, and I'm like, oh, okay, I understand that. Sometimes I don't, and I don't agree with it, but I can still respect your perspective. And everybody has their own perspective just because of how they were raised or how they grew up or what they've experienced or what they've seen or, whatever.
100%.
Anyway.
And that's why you were saying all that so I can say that's why I appreciate the sake of the show and to make it easier and bring that connection closer to people. What? Chapstick? I don't know. Don't ask. I use celebrities. Anyway, so when I saw...
You always.
Oh, no. I thought...
You always.
You lost
screw it
that.
all
You
the way
lost that
down.
that
I
that
know.
podcast
I
back.
do this though. I mean, when I roll it up,
And
we're
for
having
those...
a moment here.
Right. That's where I was...
This is serious.
And for the listeners, we're talking about chapstick.
We
'Cause I had
had-
chapstick rolled down.
He always.
I roll
has-
down my chapstick when I'm done with it like a normal human being.
No, because you're just not talented enough to put on the lid.
See, that's a two-part thing because I don't. My coordination loses. I'm very athletic,
But there's
but
one
little
less,
tedious shit like that,
You just
I'm gonna
lid
miss.
to lips.
Nah.
To lips.
See, I don't even hold my lips like that when I put on chapstick. Like this is totally different.
Laughing and talking at the same
Okay.
time. But you just handed this. You set this back.
You're
on the
using too
table.
much precision, but don't. That's another. Yeah, you're like a fucking laser with this thing. Like, we are having a fucking moment here. Anyway,
You put this back on the table. It was like.
don't even get me started. I could go on for half an hour because I kind of don't want to let this go. Fuck the perspective. I ain't seeing your side about this.
Why would you leave it rolled up this much? You always roll it down.
You never know. I don't know.
It's like half an inch.
Life is happening very fast. We were
We
talking
had a
about,
poll about this, so it's a serious.
rolling.
He was very
rolling
serious
chapstick
about
down.
rolling it down,
Yeah.
but it was just half an inch.
People
up.
change, okay? That was don't pull out my old polls from 3
Trying
months
to
ago.
prove that you could get the lid on straight.
I was trash at operation too, for the record.
I was too jumpy for it. I'm like, ah,
Like,
ah.
uh,
Like you could just tap the table and I would, ah.
no. Jenga must have not been your game either.
No.
Yeah, I was gonna go play those X Games, but I guess not. I was talking about being offended for Offset,
Yeah.
but we had a good laugh, so now I don't feel like it anymore.
I do feel bad for Offset though, but I don't know what happened between them, and I don't really care. I mean, I don't care. But I do feel like you should have known.
Would you feel offended if your ex was taunting you on stage, though? I think I asked you that. I think that's how we got here.
It is how we got here, but like, yeah, it's rude. It's rude. Like, you're really like what? But I feel like this is exactly where I thought the relationship was gonna go. Like, this is exactly that. I'm like not surprised at all. 0%. Like, none of me is like, wow, I thought they would be together forever. Like,
No, as far as they're
I
concerned,
thought they weren't gonna be trashy.
Nah.
Like, I remember what she was before she got famous at all. She's just the same
No, that's
person.
not a.
She's just the
That's
same
not an
person.
ex you want to have. In other news, where is this? 2 nuns, and fuck it. We'll go back to that. We'll go back to it. One day I'll bring it back up. 2 nuns were accused of embezzling $500,000 from a school.
For personal use?
They used the money to go gambling in Las Vegas.
And lost?
Oh no, I mean, that was besides the point. They didn't. If they doubled it up, I'm sure they wouldn't have gave it back to the school. But I thought it was actually. I thought it was for the school in Torrance, California. I'm trying to get the name here. St. James Catholic School.
Okay.
In Torrance. They actually didn't press charges on the two nuns. And they were like, hopefully we can work out some restitution. You guys give it back. The nuns admitted they fucked up. Well, obviously beyond fucked up, but, And they're going to go their separate ways, right? So, at first, I didn't even know you could, once you call the police, hey, some shit's going on. And then, at that point, I didn't know you could be like, actually, hold on. They're nuns here. This is all good. that may be a case of non-privilege, but I'm getting to it. But no.
I don't know. I'm just as lost as you are as far as that goes.
But besides that that story, I started to think like Catholic schools, and we're not big on religion, but that's kind of why I wanted to have flirt with it a little bit.
Okay.
Catholic schools. Well, I'll say church in general.
Okay.
Like those, I don't understand, and maybe I want someone to. I want to open. I should talk to someone. I could ask people about it. But like, how do you bring some shit like that up in person, right? Like, why do you send your kids there? Is that, but
yeah, a lot of people you can't have. It's hard to have conversations because either they say too much or they're just like,
or you don't get the answer.
Right.
Like, well then,
right.
You're kind of stuck in the same place.
So this is actually a good platform for you to do that because if they say too much, you just scroll past.
That's fucked up.
Words.
Like, no, actually, no, your answer too long. But going to church in general, I don't feel, and I understand why people feel like they need it. Actually, like sometimes, and we talked about it, like some people need someone to listen to
and to push them
to
make them
right. Like you need some whatever guidance and whatever you're searching for. Right. So I understand that, but that's my reason for not going to church, if that makes sense. Like it's almost
if you
like
feel like you need it all the time, then you depend on it and you become dependent.
But it's almost like you got to do your own due diligence. In a sense, is like if I have to get in my car to go to a church for that feeling, I'll always need that church.
Right.
Like I kind of feel like spiritually, I want to be right about this. Mm-hmm. And not even to offend anyone, but just to be clear on where I'm coming from out of like curiosity. I feel like spiritually you should try to find it. I understand going to church, but I think you should try to find it in yourself, or find and I could be wrong again, but I feel like if you need to go to church, that's when you're going through something, or you go there looking for an answer,
right?
And maybe you could hear something from a pastor or a reverend or whoever, or if you go to like AA meetings, you know what I mean? Like, I get that sometimes you need to hear something from someone else.
Right.
Like, are you going through this?
Right.
Or am I the only one? Everybody goes through something.
Right.
But I'm the kind of person, and I'm not going to give you that introvert bullshit. I'm just the kind of person that I got to sit in a room and I don't know even what I'll be looking to in the sky. I believe in God, obviously. But I look to like the stars and wait for the feeling. You know what I'm saying? Like I need it to come to me. I need to be like, you know what I mean? Like I feel like if I needed to go to a church, I'd be at a loss. Because at 1:30 in the morning, when I'm feeling lost, the fuck am I going to do? Right? So I feel like if you don't have that in yourself, and don't get me wrong, some nights that's why I'm up until 3:30 in the morning, because you may not be at 1:30 in the morning when you can't get the answers, you ain't gonna go to sleep. Maybe it all plays out, right? But it's those things. Like, and I think, what were we talking about? We were, without wet snitching, I'm trying to think. We were talking about like the universe, like the universe, basically. Like
when I said that, like, religion and universe, like the secret is basically all the same thing,
right?
Because like The Secret, which is by Rhonda Byrne, I think. I'm probably saying that wrong. It's about like the laws of attraction. So you get what you give, and like, like basically everything is just energy, and like it comes back to you.
Sure.
So if you keep a positive mindset, and if you, do good things come back to you, and you can like actually manifest your dreams. Like you can just know they're coming, believe in them, and then keep, you know, like it comes to you. Slow or fast, depending on how like actual like focused you are in on it. And then religion to me sounds like the same thing.
I believe
you
it
know,
is.
like because they're like talk to God, ask
Right,
God
sure,
for it, pray
sure.
for it, pray for it, and people believe in that shit. And
that's why I respect it. It's I think it's the
like,
same.
It's the same energy.
It's the same thing.
It's just they see it differently. They have
It's a figure instead of like the universe.
I feel like that's just the way life is. Like you have to actually. But I feel like if you don't find something, it can be in yourself. If you're like, yeah, I'm gonna make it, and I'm gonna, you know, like I'm gonna do what I want to do. I'm gonna be happy. I'm gonna have a family. I'm gonna have a nice, you know, whatever your dream is. You know, like if you actually believe in it, like it does come to you. But like you were talking about, like if you have a disadvantage and you're just, you know, like if you think you have a disadvantage, you're kind of holding yourself there. It's the same thing too. Like
sure, and that's also, and I know we got here from nuns, but that's my reason, and not this specific case. I mean, like getting it from another human is like I feel like it's respectfully, very respectfully.
like
I mean,
diluted.
right? It's like an unneeded link. Respectfully, I get why people.
Some people still
because
need
you know
it.
what? But I don't. I believe in people that are gifted. I believe in people that have something. But I don't always like that another human could just decide to get their life together and become in whatever position in the church
right, and lead you
and lead me. I'm not comfortable with it. I'm really like no, because you know what, you're human too, and you have urges, and you have not demons. You have things you have to deal with, things you're going through. You're a fucking human, right? So. I think it's an unnecessary link in a physical.
But some people need that. You know, like some people need somebody to teach them. Like they're teachers basically. And I think the best religious leaders are ones that tell you about them struggling even during their, you know, time of being.
Okay.
You know, so I don't, you know, like I do agree with you there, but like I feel like if you are a good leader, you're not going to portray yourself as being perfect your whole life. You can't. Nobody will listen to you. You know, like nobody will relate to you.
Sure.
And you can't teach someone how to come out of darkness or wherever you're at if you haven't been there before either.
Okay. When you say like teacher, I that makes sense. That's
like
why that's why I say I respect it, but I just
and you
to
even
hear
respect
it from
it more
from
than I do. Like
person.
I have a negative view on it, but it's because of how people portray certain. But you know, like the basic idea is the same. Like they're trying to keep people doing positive things, however they think, you know, and like do good and whatever.
And I have a weird. I also think my main thing with organized religion is like the idea of heaven and hell. I think that's like one of my final straws with it.
Yeah.
I'm not, and I don't want to even, because I'm not going to play Fergie again, so I don't want to get too crazy, right? But I feel like my idea of hell is like a bad dream that never ended.
My idea of hell is that Instagram with instantly. Sorry. We go down a whole another tangent.
No, go ahead. I'm rolling.
No. It's fine. That's all I was gonna say. You know exactly the crab lady.
The sound of
That's
See,
all
no,
I'm doing.
no,
That's
no,
all you get. That's it.
But can I tell you?
I can't even.
I believe, like, could you? That's what I mean. I believe in like energy, and I believe in like letting things defeat you, right? So the things that are in your brain, in your spirit, as really like. Or whatever you're afraid of it, or it just tortures you, like it's literally hell. I think that's what happens to you.
Oh, that makes sense.
In hell, like I think hell, it would be like, like whatever, like you see, like, and you look and a bus, and And then all of a sudden you're like in a dark thing, and there's that lady with a lobster claw, like, and you're like, no,
Seriously.
no,
Seriously.
this can't be real.
Or maybe it's just living in your own, like,
your own demons, like
your own. But what if it's like hell on earth, and like the bad people are just living with their own, and that's why everybody's so trying to hold on to negativity. They're like living in their own shit, basically. And that, you know, like I know some negative people who are like they're trying
And
to
it's like
grab
an
you
energy.
down
It's
with
an
them.
energy.
They're trying to steal your energy and bring you to the darkness.
It's an energy. Like,
It's probably just heaven and hell is probably actually on earth.
here. I really believe it's like a spiritual
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Like it's like heaven. Like there's moments in my life, like right now doing this podcast, I really feel like sometimes, how can it get better than this?
Right.
Like, what am I be in a cloud?
Right.
What am I gonna be
right,
like?
Right. Yeah. Right. Just floating
Just
around.
floating
That's gonna be
around.
fun.
That's gonna be.
Like Paris Hilton said, that sounds boring.
That sounds trash. Yeah,
We
exactly.
didn't understand
I
it
ain't never
yesterday,
quote
but-
Paris Hilton in my life. She said that shit, and I was like, wow. That's the beauty of the internet. I ain't never think Paris, like, yeah, I get it. Like,
Sounds mad boring.
that sounds trash. There you go. Like, so and we're saying all that to say, I believe you got to appreciate the good things. I believe you got to appreciate what's right in front of you today, right now. And if you see some small shit like a tweet or the fucking light turns green and some bitch instantly goes and blows the horn at you, don't let that fuck up your day.
Just be like, all right.
Like, you know what? You do what you do what the fuck you do.
I'm staying.
And I'm staying above it.
Yep.
Like heaven is above. Stay above it.
Yes.
Everything.
Yes.
That's it.
Hallelujah.
Next, let the church, Christ is King. Let the church say, ciao for now. Have a day you deserve.
Amen.
Next week's going to get spicy. Episode 69. I told her the other day, we got to delete that porn out the iCloud. But anyway, that's it. Ciao for now. Have a day you deserve. Make sure you subscribe and do what the fuck it is you do.
Lean on the channel.
Right, exactly.